The spiritual leadership of Colorado's largest Catholic community is changing hands. Pope Leo has appointed Bishop James Golka, Colorado Springs, as the next Archbishop of Denver, beginning a new chapter for more than 500,000 Catholics across northern Colorado. Thanks for joining us tonight at 5. I'm Jennifer Meckles.
And I'm Mark Salinger. For the last 4 decades, the Denver Archdiocese has seen 3 staunchly conservative leaders. Today, the new Archbishop spoke about helping immigrants and his work to guide his former community through the shooting at an LGBTQ club in 2022. He said he wanted to continue to build on what Archbishop Aquila has accomplished. 9 News reporter Ria Jha joins us with more on what this means for the Catholic Church in Denver. Hey, Ria.
Hi, Golka was introduced here this morning. He replaces Archbishop Samuel Aquila, as you said. He steps down after reaching the church's retirement age, and this transition marks what many people view as a shift in tone for the church here.
This morning, the Archdiocese of Denver was blessed to receive from Pope Leo the appointment of my successor.
After more than a decade of leading Denver's Catholics, Archbishop Samuel Aquila is now passing the spiritual leadership of more than 500,000 faithful to a new shepherd.
It is now my pleasure to introduce to you my brother and friend, Archbishop Designate James Golka.
The Pope had the whole world to choose from, but the new Archbishop's journey to Denver starts with a drive up I-25.
I only got the phone call on Monday 5 days ago, so I'm very sad to leave my good people in Colorado Springs.
Hard to leave after serving as Archbishop there for 4.5 years. But Golka didn't walk in like a stranger.
And I say that we stand on the shoulders of giants, even though you're a small stature man.
Golka steps into this role at a time when immigration is a major concern across the country. And as Pope Leo, the first American pope, has been outspoken about the struggles immigrants face. Golka switched to Spanish to speak directly to families worried about deportation and what guidance the church can offer. Framing his outlook on immigration in moral and spiritual terms.
It's a very difficult time right now for our country. Every country has a right to guard their border. Every people have a right to seek safer, better land if they're not receiving it in their homeland. And as Catholics, what is charity? If someone's at my door in need, I help them.
Golka also led the Colorado Springs Catholic community through the grief of a mass shooting at an LGBTQ+ club in 2022. He shared the story of a staff member whose daughter was shot that night.
She came to me afraid that I would fire her because I found out that she had a daughter who was maybe same-sex attracted. And I sat with her and listened to her story. I said, no, you're part of our team.
Golka comes to Denver after 4 decades of conservative values leading the diocese. When asked whether his appointment marks a change in direction, Golka rejected political labels.
I know that narrative is out there. I don't like the terms, none of us don't, conservative, liberal, they're not real helpful. I love the term faithful. So in my mind, this is total continuity. And so I cannot wait to see what God has in store for us together. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Golka will officially be installed on March 25th. And just yesterday, another Pope Leo appointment, the face of American Catholicism, the Archbishop of New York, just took on his new role, replacing Cardinal Dolan, an outspoken conservative. He is one of Pope Leo's most important selections to date. Reporting live in Denver, Ria Jha, 9 News.
Some important news for the Catholic Church here in Denver. Ria, thank you.
Now let's turn our attention outside. We're looking out over Horsetooth Reservoir on this Saturday afternoon. Warm and dry weather continues to raise the fire danger across our state. We even saw a quick grass fire that has been contained as of this afternoon out in Jefferson County. We'll talk about that in a minute. Corey Reppenhagen here to join us with more of the same, really.
Yeah, and we've got the, at least the fire weather conditions are starting to decrease now that the temperatures are going down, humidity's going up, winds are starting to die down. But that grass fire danger, that's going to stay with us for an extended period of time, especially if we keep seeing warm days like this. These are the high temperatures reported across the state of Colorado today. 65 in Denver is a good 21 degrees warmer than normal. Some 70s out here on the eastern plains, including right here in our area in the northeast part of Colorado. Here's what tomorrow looks like. Warm and dry. Lots of sunshine, getting those temperatures back up into the 60s. 66 degrees for a high temperature here in Denver. Once again, warm across the area. 40s and even some 50s up in the high country. Look at these 60s again across the eastern plains of Colorado. So it will be another warm and dry day and a little less windy out there. So that'll limit the fire weather conditions just a little bit, but those grasses are dry and just a breeze could cause some trouble. Here's the rest of the week here, the next 3 days. Monday is also going to be a warm day. We might see a few more clouds, but still pretty warm. And then the changes start to come in here on Tuesday. We're expecting to see some snow in the mountains here this week and some cooler temperatures in Denver. I'll detail that coming up in just a few minutes.
Corey, thank you. Let's talk about that grass fire. It started at Coal Creek Canyon Road and Highway 93 in Jefferson County today. They're calling this one the Plainview Fire. Started around 8:30 this morning and shut down the roads nearby for about 4 hours as crews worked to get it contained. All those roads are now back open. And Jefferson County Sheriff's Office says this one burned about 130 acres total. Nobody got hurt. There were no buildings threatened, so that's good news. Now the Sheriff's Office and Coal Creek Canyon Fire are trying to figure out what started this. They'll be on scene throughout the rest of the day just to keep an eye on hot spots. And if you happen to be in that area, they'd like to hear from you. If you saw anything that might have started that fire, please call the Jefferson County tip line.
A man accused of assaulting officers in Idaho Springs last October has now been found dead. Clear Creek County Sheriff's Office and CBI are now investigating as well. Officers say in October, Aaron family led police on a chase after a hit and run in a Safeway parking lot up in the mountains. When officers later found him on Dumont Road, they say he reversed his truck, dragging an officer and a sergeant before ramming a patrol car and speeding off. You can see it there. Family then got onto I-70 where he rammed a police patrol car that was trying to pull him over. He was later arrested shortly after. His court date was set for January 21st, but he failed to appear. So yesterday, Clear Creek County deputies went to his house with a warrant and found him dead. Deputies say he appears to have died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. They also arrested 2 people that were living there. 79-year-old Phyllis Hull is family's mother. She was arrested on suspicion of concealing a death. And 79-year-old Kenneth Walcott was arrested on suspicion of first-degree assault.
President Trump is now calling on the feds to approve a deal between 2 local TV station groups, including ours here at 9 News. After initially criticizing a plan for Nexstar, the parent company of Fox 31, to buy Tegna, the parent company of 9 News, now the president says that deal should happen to, quote, help knock out the fake news. For this deal to happen, the FCC would have to change limits on TV ownership rules, currently capped at 39% of U.S. households nationwide, or they could get rid of them altogether. If approved, this combined company would be able to reach more than 80% of TV households in America. On his Truth Social account today, the president called on the FCC to, quote, get that deal done, claiming the acquisition will create more competition. The $6.2 billion acquisition was announced back in August last year. It remains under regulatory review. The U.S. has now given Ukraine and Russia a June deadline to reach a peace deal, according to Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky.
He said the U.S. plans to pressure both sides to meet that timeline. The 3 countries just wrapped up talks in Abu Dhabi with no breakthrough. This comes after Russia launched a massive air attack on Ukrainian air facilities overnight. These attacks were meant to target electricity plants. Zelensky says more than 400 drones and 40 missiles were involved. The strikes have increased power deficits, leading to extended power outages in that area.